Guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you once again for those who subscribed, and I'm like pleasantly surprised with the positive response that I've been getting on the socials. Thank you. thank you. Okay, so today I'm going to delve right into what I want to talk about. I'm going to try and do a mini series on what China has to offer you. And I'm focusing specifically on South Africans because I'm a South African, and this is not a platform I'm using to promote the country as such, but it's something I felt was impressed in my heart that I should be the plug, share information, because guys, we are living in a time where opportunity is everything, so if you know of anything, if you know of avenues that people can use to better their lives, it's always best to share the most, to think that white people have been doing this gig for years, and we only jumped onto this thing like so much later. But anyways, I'm here. So I digress, guys. I want to talk about today scholarships. Now, I went into quite a bit of research about this because I'm not a student. I'm here for work purposes. But I felt it was important that people, just get to know as much as possible about where they could go. We were taught when we were young that the sky's the limit, and it really is. We need to just broaden our horizons, okay? So what I have is just about the country that I'm in. I do not know much else about other places and other opportunities, but I figure it's one of those things, like once you start digging, you always uncover a whole lot more. So I'm going to talk about scholarships, guys, for those who want to study abroad, okay? Now, I have some notes, but I don't think any of you will want to read this classified information. I'm the only person who can read my writing, you guys. So yeah, so basically, China is trying to get international recognition, especially with their universities. So it's like if your university has international status, it means your degree can be used anywhere in the world. So they're trying to get their status of their educational institutions to that level. All right, so that is why they offer foreign students scholarships and bursaries. Okay, it's to attract us to come, and so there are full scholarships and there are partial scholarships. Now, the full scholarships are they're not easy to get, obviously, because they're dependent on marks. We all know how the education system works. The better your marks, the easier it is for you to get in to university and to get financial assistance and stuff like that. So it's the same as well here. So it depends on your marks, and with a full scholarship, you basically get full tuition and living expenses and textbooks and stuff like that. And then there's also partial scholarships. These are also they're easier to get. In fact, you get them primarily based on the fact that you are a foreigner trying to study in this country. So in a partial scholarship, obviously it's a percentage, depending on the university, a percentage of your fees and your living expenses and your accommodation is covered. The rest you cover yourself, okay? So in general, it is cheaper to study in China with or without financial assistance. We all know the cost of living in South Africa is a bit high. Yeah, and fees must fall movement was all about that. So even here, it's not that education is not free, but it's not that expensive. So yeah, how can you do this? You can apply directly to the institutions. You'd have to go onto the internet. One of the things that I found quite remarkable about the Chinese universities is that there are so many of them. So many of them. And like, there's so many of them, guys. In one city, you'll find like 10 universities or whatever. It's just like, it's a lot. But the thing is, they are all specialized. So if you go to a university that focuses on mathematics, for example, you go to a university that focuses on the arts, and even the arts as well, they're also they're not going to bunch everything together. They're very specific and very segmented kinds of universities, which is why there's so many of them. They also have something called a normal university. There's definitely something that's going to make you feel like an underachiever is going to a normal university. But pay no attention to that, guys. Like, whatever. A degree is a degree at the end of the day. But yeah, normal universities are basically the ones where you will find fields like education and okay. I'm not gonna that's the one thing I saw. I'm not gonna pretend like maybe I can't remember the rest. I really can't remember the rest, guys. But like, yes, it's, you do your own research. Google is your friend, yeah. So you can apply directly to the university, but it is difficult to get in. Success rate is very, very small. So what you can do to streamline your process is find a consultant or an agent or like somebody who works as a recruiter to help you get placement into the universities. Now, as we all know, agents like to take fees for anything, but there are people who are actually legit and honest, because when they do this work, the universities pay them, so they don't have to get anything from you as a prospective student. So try to look for people who don't ask you for anything, who will just help you to get into the school. People will find lots of ways to make money, but in general, honestly, because the universities need the students, they are willing to pay people who will help them also gather the students that they require, so that they can up their quota. Again, guys, we're trying to work the system here. So the whole politics behind everything, like, I don't even want to get like too deep into that or too involved with that. It's just about us working the system so that we can climb up, financially and otherwise. Yeah. So you can get an agent. I'm going to actually put I'm going to tag a Facebook page that I know of, where the guy does legit work and helps a lot of students get in to universities. Yeah, and you can just follow the page. Oh, guys, Facebook has got so many pages for these things, where you can actually find a lot of reliable information. But yeah, once you're there, the information is it's everywhere. Use it, don't use it, it's up to you. Okay, so I'm going to put it, it's called empirical education. But yeah, I'll put it in the details of this video when I'm done. Yeah, and then you would have to scan an email your documents to this person, said agent, and he will then help you get a spot into this university with funding. I would say you're 80% guaranteed to get a spot. Yeah, you're 80% guaranteed to get a spot. They try their best to make sure that you secure your spots into the school if you need. So you guys, if it's, whether it's for yourself or it's for your younger brothers, sisters, cousins, friends, neighbors, whatever, let people know that there are opportunities, to study and get fully funded studying opportunities as well. This is something my roommate used to say to me. She was just like, I don't understand how you paid for everything for yourself and stuff. I'm a firm believer that I'm a black, previously but disenfranchised black person, and I'm going to use whatever opportunity is given to me. So, guys, there's so many ways to study for free. So yeah, I digress. So you're going to go and scan and email your documents to this guy or this agent, or this could be a woman. I don't know why I'm saying guy. But yeah, scan and email your documents. What are your documents? Your documents are your matric results, your matric statement, a passport. So you're going to need a passport, definitely. If you're going to travel anywhere in the world, you're going to need a passport. You're going to need a police clearance certificate. This is the pits, honestly, when you're trying to get. It can take so long. In general, it's supposed to take you about like maybe 6 weeks, but it can take 3 months. My police clearance took 4 months to get to me. It was the worst. But yes, okay. That's just one of the things you have to apply for ASAP. Passport is easy. That usually takes about 2 weeks to apply for. It's gonna cost you about 400 rands. The last I remember, it was 400 rands at Home Affairs. Police clearance certificate is 114 rand, 114 rand. At any of your police station. And what else do you need? Or you need to do medicals. You need to your recruiter, your agent is going to give you forms that you just go to a doctor or to a hospital. You can even go to a government hospital where they're just going to do a physical check of you and do like a few blood tests to make sure that you are eligible for international travel. So it's those 4 things: your matric statement and certificate, your passport, police clearance certificate, matric statement and certificates, your passport, police clearance certificate, and your medical exam results. Okay, so those 4 things. Scan and email to this person who is going to be your recruiter, and he will apply on your behalf. Okay, so once he's done the application, notice of your acceptance, admission or acceptance to said university usually takes about 10 days after they're open for applications. Now, another thing to remember is that the academic year in this part of the world starts in September. So like right now, it's towards the end of semester, end of term vibes. People are preparing for exams, so usually around about this time, May, June, July, August, that's when they would open for applications so that people can start studying as of the beginning of September, right? So I'm not too sure if it's open now, but the whole waiting for your admission or acceptance will take about 10 days once applications are open. And so you will get that and something called a JW202 form. And basically that form is like it tells the Chinese embassy that you are eligible to apply for a student visa for that country, for China. Okay, so those 2 forms will arrive at the Chinese embassy. You can fetch them yourself, or this guy will fetch them for you, but you have to obviously fill them in, the whole process. And once that is done, that should take less than a week or so to be finished. But like once all of that is sorted, when it's time for you to leave, you book your flights, and someone should pick you up at the airport. It's almost as though like you're a little kid being picked up at the airport. You don't need to worry about a lot of things. Somebody's going to be there to just chaperone you through everything. Another thing I think I should mention is that some universities are international universities, which means they offer their courses in English. That means they source their lecturers from international spaces, or make sure that the Chinese lecturers speak English. And some universities are duolingual. So if they have foreign students, they will force you have to do a Chinese course. You're gonna learn how to speak Chinese, which is not necessarily a bad thing, guys. Acquiring any language it's a great thing to add to your CV or resume. People don't use the word CV anymore. Your resume. So yeah, again, it's up to you to do your research about these things. Particularly, hoping that for those who are still waiting to embark onto the tertiary level of education, like this is something that could be useful to them. So let people know that such opportunities are available. Apply for your kids, guys. Those of you who have children who are at that age, or are thinking about it, about where to place your kids and all of that stuff. Even if you are that student, or maybe you want to further your studies, this is definitely something for you to consider. I did say that the universities here are very field specific, so there's a lot. They've got a lot to offer, and yeah, guys. So that's it on the scholarships plug. Tune in again. I'm going to talk about career opportunities on my next video. So yeah, thank you guys. Till next time. Bye.